Oh, hello. This is Alex recording a video on October 9th, if I'm not wrong. And today is a Saturday, and since last night, Friday night, I started developing a fever. It was pretty insane because my temperature was kind of high. It was a 100 something Celsius. I'm not sure about the no 100 something Fahrenheit, not Celsius. I'm sorry, that would be boiling water. But I was having this like really pretty high fever, and maybe like 38, 39 Celsius, but not like 40 yet, I think. Haven't converted anyway. So like I was shivery, I was like cold, and then but my body like was really hot, but I felt really cold. It's such a weird sensation. It's like I'm like cold as hell, and then I keep like shaking, and then my temperature was high, and my body's also really hot, and it was just so weird. And I this is not the first time I actually have this. When I was in the other hospital, when they had really cold rooms, I also have this too. But then their room, somehow my body temperature was remaining low. So I was like 96, 95, or sometimes even, because it was so cold. And then I would like put heat packs in on my body for 4 or 5 of them. And then after that, 10 minutes later, my body would be just boiling hot, but I'm still cold. So like I just didn't know like what it is. My body always is very sensitive to temperature. Like when I go out or something, I always bring extra something, like a coat or whatever. But this time it's just like any sort of temperature fluctuation could just really could make me a little bit like sickly, but haven't experienced that for a long time. Anyhow, so they were looking at my temperature last night and draw like a bunch of blood and urine samples and stuff. And because I've been doing catheterization to pee, which means that a tube in my penis kind of thing. The urine is coming out a little bit like problematic. It's not as clear as it should be. It's like cloudy and with like a little bit blood, and it's kind of scary. But so there may be a urinary tract infection. That's a very likely possibility because the cloudiness is just getting bigger more and more and more. So we will see what the test result come back. But they already started me on antibiotics for urinary tract infection. Hopefully that will catch it in the meantime, because like I've been doing this for 5 times a day, and it really irritates the whole entire urinary tract. So this morning I felt a little bit better, but I think mainly because of Tylenol. It reduces the fever, makes me a bit like I feel a little bit better from not having the fever. But by morning time, by like 10:30 or 11:30, I was back in bed, and I wasn't feeling sexy at all, and I was cold. I was like it's like last night all over again. So I stayed in bed until like almost 12 at noon, because I didn't want to like move. It was just so cold. And then they gave me Motrin instead of Tylenol. So it's in like 20 minutes time, I was like started feeling hot, started feeling like like 2 blankets or something like that is just too much for me. And then I got out of bed. I bought pad thai for lunch, because I feel like my appetite is back a little bit. This morning I had like very little breakfast, and then I puked after, because I just feel like the tummy is very upset, and then I just want to like release some pressure from it. um so by noontime I started getting more of an appetite. I started feeling wanting to have Asian food, because like white food, it's amazing to eat, but like I can't do it every single day. Weekends I normally, do like dim sum and stuff, but now can't do that. So now I just had lunch and I was sweating like a pig. My back was like dripping in sweat. It was just like warm and hot. The food was hot. My body was hot. And I was like, how? It's like, it was just complete 180. I was, like an hour ago, I was like shaky, so cold. And then an hour later, it's like, I'm so hot. I'm so like, I'm dripping in sweat. So it's so strange for me. Anyway, so that was like pretty intense day for me, night and day for me. But I'm glad because this is happening during the weekend when I don't have a lot of training, physiotherapy and stuff. If it happened during the week, I really hope it doesn't last into the week, because it would really interrupt my program and my progress. And like the left leg is getting much more stronger. um, like I could kick out now. The right side um, is still shy, but like I think I could slowly to feel movement in my big toe. So like those are like really amazing and important progresses that I've seen, even like when I'm having a fever. But obviously, like the fever part is really painful. It's really draining, and it's terrible experience, um, because like it's it feels just really terrible. But then I keep thinking that like life is not just all about enjoyment. It's all part of it is also suffering, and then this is an experience of suffering, which is fine. Like that is also a part of life. I don't want to you know um discriminate it between the joy and also the suffering, because that's also part of it. um and that makes me a little bit more at ease with this kind of like painful experience. But then also wanted to say, sorry, it's still a little bit drowsy because my temperature is still high. I just feel like hot. But also, okay, I lost my train of thoughts. I actually had something else to say. I'm sorry. Overall, it's just it's a good time to have a down day, and obviously the sooner I get back up, the better. But I give myself time. Hopefully, I can get rid of this during the weekend. Really, there's a lot of progress that's been made since I'm here, so I'm really looking forward to that. But whatever it is, the body comes first. This is not what I want. This is what my body needs. So if it takes more time, then it takes more time. Because the more I try to resist my body, resist this feeling, the worse it becomes for me. So yes, I remember what I was gonna say. I honestly I don't know if this is going to like sound crazy or not, but I keep feeling like, you know what, like if my body is like in a this kind of like feverish mode, and then the body temperature is really high, it's like having an immune response to maybe an infection or maybe just temperature or whatever. Maybe this high temperature could help with my back a little bit. I don't know. It's very the Chinese, like very Asian talking. Like we love to have heat pads and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it will flush out some of the unnecessary swelling or whatever. Maybe it could help. So I don't want to just look at it from a way of like, oh, this is just pure suffering, because you never know. You never know. Nobody studied this, of course. But obviously having infection is not a good thing. When I'm laying in bed in a hospital, there's so many, you know, sources of infection. It's not great, but once again, this is the best place to do this. So okay, whatever it is, whatever it is, I will try my best to push through. And that also is part of the spirituality, you know, like the things that we're the cards we're dealt with, the experience that we're having right now, like before we came to this earth, we know that we will be able to conquer them. But this is just, I'm not ready to like deep dive into that yet, but like I'm just, you know, talking to myself. But anyway, overall I'm feeling a little bit better. I hope this is not just because of Motrin. I hope like I'm actually like broke the fever, but only time will tell. All right, I hope everyone has a happy weekend. I'm definitely having a very eventful one. Okay, goodbye.